first sketches of the terrorists themselves have just come in. The first images, sketches in the form of sketches from eyewitnesses of the terrorists. Now, the number of terrorists is still unclear. It is understood that there could have been anywhere between 2 and 4 terrorists who did the killing. But these are sketches made by agencies based on descriptions by the eyewitnesses, obviously the survivors and the families who have provided these inputs. And these pictures have now been generated of at least 2 of those terrorists who were involved in the massacre. Take a close look at these pictures. This is actually the best that can be done at this point of time, but I can assure you that agencies will also be looking at dossiers of pictures and photographs because it is understood that the terrorists may have made their way into J&K at least 2 weeks ago. They would have had some kind of local base where they were able to stay a place of safety, provided local support as well, and then get to the site of the killing, timed in many ways, as we've been saying, with what's been happening in the country and otherwise. So the 2 pictures you see on your screen are the first images, breaking first here on NDTV, of the terrorists suspected to be involved in the massacre in Pahalgam yesterday. These are the 2 faces. Hopefully there will be photo evidence as well in the pictures, in the videos by the victims themselves, including videos taken by some of those tourists when the firing actually began. The terrorists themselves are too far away in the frame to see them or to make out their faces clearly. So these sketches have been generated based on the verbal or oral inputs and the descriptions provided by the survivors to the agencies. So this is only the first step. Hopefully things will get sharper and clearer and will play a role in apprehending them, and very importantly also rounding up their support structure both across the line of control and inside Jammu and Kashmir. So these are the 2 pictures that have just landed, and on NDTV we continue to tell you that operations are on. The investigation is one parallel track that's taking place. Home Minister Amit Shah, part of that investigation, physically present, as we just showed you, in Pahalgam. But these are 2 people. Now, whether there were 2 terrorists or there were more is still unclear. There are some reports suggesting that there were 4. But these are 2 faces that have been released at this point of time. Obviously, and to remind you constantly, this is a story in motion, so the details will continue to evolve. Nazir, the first sketches of the 2 terrorists involved in the massacre, clearly with inputs from the survivors on our screen right now. The story moves forward, the investigation moves forward, and we do know that security agencies, including the army and the police, are on the hunt for these terrorists right now.
Well, that operation has already been launched soon after this terror attack yesterday, after this massacre. So the forest, these jungle areas, there's a multi-agency operation, army, paramilitary force, Jammu and Kashmir police. But clearly these militants who appear to be well trained in jungle warfare now this time actually carrying out this covert attack of carrying out killing innocent tourists. So now their images are there. It would be easier for security forces to, get them, if at all they are, tracked down, to understand only they were actually involved. But there's a larger operation in the area to track them down. But the story is much bigger than that. Will this attack impact the ceasefire, which will end actually? India would eliminate terminate this ceasefire with Pakistan army, because despite all this ceasefire, we see ceasefire violations happening. We are seeing infiltration taking place, and now this horrific massacre of innocent tourists here in Pahalgam. So these images are crucial for any investigation to know who they are eventually, and if at all they are tracked down, which security forces are hoping, because in most of the time it appears they were knowing the area, track, and after the massacre they disappeared into the forest. So it is not going to be an easy operation when you operate in a forest area which has the thick vegetation, and it is going to take time, and we have to see what is the larger response. Home Minister himself on the ground zero at the attack site to seeing what exactly has happened, how terrorists may have come and then carried out attack and then again disappeared. So those are the things which he is going to ascertain from his ground visit. But the larger point is, number one, it has already created fear among the tourists and the locals. The good news is it has united people of Jammu and Kashmir against terror. It has united them against the violence. From mosques, there are appeals asking people to observe shutdown, and there's complete shutdown across Jammu and Kashmir today. From Doda to Kishtwar, I am hearing that from mosques, people are appeal, observe, shut down, and protest against these barbaric killings. And we have seen yesterday there were spontaneous candle light vigils, there were protests, there were shouting slogans against terrorists and the violence, killing of innocent people. Srinagar is literally a ghost town, a complete shutdown. So is the case here in Pahalgam and other towns of the valley. People, this is shock beyond words, and these images would give them some sense who these attackers may be, and also if at all they have the sport network that can be tracked down also. Yeah. So those are the details of the operation, which was investigation that will happen over the time. But right now the government is now dispatching the bodies of the victims to their respective places, trying to give the best possible treatment to the injured, and Prime Minister holding Cabinet Committee on Security meeting today, and his first, messaging was when he came back from Saudi Arabia, he avoided Pakistani airspace. And right now, airlines have also said that they are carrying out more flights, operating more flights from Srinagar airport. Those who want to come back can come back. Bad news is that Srinagar Jammu National Highway still remains closed because of the multiple landslides. In fact, yesterday when I heard this news of this horrible news of attack on tourists, I was in Ramban covering that devastating damage to the Srinagar Jammu National Highway after cloud bursts and landslides there. So I had to come all the way from this Ramban to Pahalgam to cover this horrific massacre of innocent people. Okay. So now security forces have been able to get the sketch of these attackers, and they are there on the screen to tell these are the people. And I'm sure the way I see anger among locals, and it was the local Poniwala who had resisted them. Sayyid Adil Hussain Shah is the hero of this when this incident took place. He gave his life because he was carrying a tourist with him. When he was attacked and he resisted, whatever I'm hearing that he even tried to snatch the rifle of one terrorist and he was shot dead. So he's from this Pahalgam area only, that Poniwala Sayyid Adil Hussain Shah. So there are people who are really angry. As we have been reporting, they may be the victim.
Home Minister Amit Shah is in Pahalgam. These are the pictures of two of a group of maybe 4 terrorists. We don't know that number just yet. We will get a confirmation, that story, and those details are still evolving. But take a look at these 2 pictures, viewer. The first time we can put a face to the massacre, the 2 perpetrators. Religious profiling was used. Men were singled out from the families, pulled out, religiously profiled, and murdered. These are the 2 faces and the initial step of the investigation. Much more on the other side of this short break. NDTV stays with this story. It's India's biggest. India is united. India has resolved, and we will get you the latest. Stay with us.